Assalamu alaikum, good morning. Students, are you hearing me? Please reply. Are you hearing me clearly? Please reply so that I can understand whether you are listening me properly or not. Students, are you hearing me? Okay, Sundas. Very good of you. You have given me the replies. I am very good of you. It means you are hearing me very clearly. Okay, very good of you. Now I am going to start my lecture today. Okay, very good of you are here. Welcome you all in my class. Today I'm going to deliver an English language lecture. Welcome you all here. I'm just waiting for other students here. I'm starting within 2 minutes. This is English language lecture for class 9. Mrs. Afshin Imran. I am Mrs. Afshin Imran. It is lecture number 43. Previously, your teacher has given you many lectures of English literature and English language. Now I have joined here and I want to continue the classes from now onwards for English literature and English language both. The topic today is conditional sentences. Okay. Now I hope you have done this in class 8 and you remember some of the points about the conditional sentences. Some of the students are coming again and again, so I want to wait for a while. Now I want to tell you that if you want to ask me any questions, I will give you time at the end of the lecture. So please don't disturb the class, be very much attentive and listen to me very carefully. Now I want to tell you the definition first. Conditional sentences are the sentences that express one thing dependent on another. If you remember conditional sentences, this is a combination of two parts of sentences in which one thing is depending on another. They are so called because the impact of the main clause of the sentence is conditional on the dependent clause. I will tell you about the clauses as well after some time. There are two clauses in the conditional sentences, dependent clause and independent clause. Main clause is independent and dependent clause. And there are some conditions given for the possible answers. These are the sentences in which one of the clauses state the condition for the action indicated in the second clause to be performed, which I have already told you that there are two clauses or there are two parts of the sentences in conditional sentences, and the first clause gives the condition, which states the condition for the action, that what will happen or there must be a condition, and in the second clause the action has been performed according to that clause, okay, according to that condition as well. Now there is some more explanation about conditional sentences. Conditional sentences actually express an imagined situation or condition and the possible result of that situation. This is more explained by this sentence, that it is actually giving an imaginary or unreal situation, and in the second clause the possible result of that situation has been mentioned. Okay, it means there are two clauses in the conditional sentences. The first clause is giving the imaginary condition or which is also known as unreal condition, and in the second clause, the possible result or the possible impact of that situation can be written. Now, the conditional sentences consist of a main independent clause and a conditional dependent clause. These are the two clauses which I am telling you, the main independent clause and the conditional dependent clause. They express that the action in the main clause can only take place if a certain condition in the dependent clause is fulfilled. Okay, it means in the dependent clause, the certain condition has been given which has to be fulfilled, and the main clause is expressing the action which is related to the condition. I hope you are understanding. I'm giving you some examples to explain it more clearly. First of all, I want to tell you about what is a clause, because we are continuously reading about a new term clause. You have not done it before. So I want to tell you first what is a clause. This is a definition. A clause is a part of the sentence that contains a verb. Okay, that is actually not a complete sentence. It is just a part of the sentence which is having a verb. Some explanation is also given here. A clause consists of a subject and a verb with any object and other modifiers. It means a subject with the verb. Please don't write your names here for the attendance. I will mark your attendance. I have seen your names. So please don't write there with your roll numbers or whatever you are writing here, because it is um, not necessary. I can mark your attendance afterwards. Wait for a while. Now, I'm coming to my topic. A clause, I have told you, it is consist of a subject and a verb with any object. It means subject plus verb plus object, which makes a sentence. It is actually a clause because it is having the verb in the sentence. Now, there are some modal verbs also used in the conditional sentences, which are simply known as auxiliary verbs, or you can say helping verbs. But here the term which is used, more expressive term here which is used here, it is called modal verbs. You should remember the spelling of that. Now I want to tell you about the definition of the modal verb. A modal verb is an auxiliary verb that expresses necessity or possibility. Actually, we are not using all helping verbs or all kinds of auxiliary verbs here. We use some particular modal verbs here which shows the necessity or possibility. If you remember, I have told you that in conditional sentences, in the first clause, which the first clause mentions the condition and the second clause mentioned the possible answer or the possible action related to that condition. So these are the modal verbs which are used to show the possibility or the necessity. These are used in the second clause, okay, which is dependent. Now we have some examples: would, could, and might. These are the modal verbs which can be used here. We have three options: would, could, and might. And if there is a negative situation, we can add not with them, like would not, could not, or might not. Okay, remember all these points. Now I am going to discuss about the types of conditional sentences. There are actually four types of conditional sentences: zero conditional sentences, first conditional sentences, second conditional sentences, and third conditional sentences. These are the four types of conditional sentences, but we are only discussing the second conditional sentences because these are included in your syllabus. We are not discussing the remaining ones. Second conditional sentences are also known as type 2 conditional sentences. These are commonly known as type 2 conditional sentences, or the name is second conditional sentences. Now I'm going to define it. Type 2 or second conditional sentences refer to an unlikely or hypothetical condition, that means unreal or imaginary condition, which is not real, okay, just the thinking or just the imagination. And it's probable, that means possible result. Possible result here means possible action which has to be performed according to the condition given. The condition must be unreal or imaginary. I'm repeating the definition again. Type 2 or second conditional sentences refer to an unlikely or hypothetical, which means unreal or imaginary condition, and it's probable, which means the possible results. Okay. Now I come to the structure of second conditional sentences. You all know that in language or in grammar, English grammar, we have certain structures for all type of sentences. Like if you have tenses, you have certain structures to follow, and for voices, for narration, certain structures are there to follow to make the sentences of, as well as certain rules are there. So I want to discuss those things here also, the structure of second conditional sentences first, and after that we will discuss about the rules as well. Now this is the structure. We have started with if, because we are giving a condition, so it must be started with if plus subject plus verb. We have two options for the verb. We can use past indefinite tense, it means the second form of verb, or we can use past continuous tense, it means was or verb plus fourth form, that is ing form of verb. We have two options. Okay, remember this thing. In second conditional sentences we have two options in the for the form of verb, that is for past indefinite tense and for past continuous tense. Plus object, you can see that subject plus verb plus object. Till here we have uh, clause number 1. Then plus comma, that means comma is used here to join two clauses here. Okay, the second clause starts from here, plus subject plus modal verb. I have told you there are three modal verbs which can be used here. Would, if there is a negative case, we use did not. Plus verb, remember when we are using the modal verb would, then we always use the first form of verb. Remember all these points. Plus object, it means from here, that is subject plus modal verb plus verb, main verb plus object, it forms the clause number 2. I have already told you that clause means a sentence with a verb. So here you can see in the first part of the sentence before comma, that is first clause, there is a verb, and in the second clause, which is after the comma, it is also having a verb here. Okay. Now we have other modal verbs we can use here. We have the options could, could not, might or might not. Now I want to tell you about the rules followed in conditional sentences. There are some rules which we have to follow to make a conditional sentences or to complete a conditional sentence. The verb in the clause with if is in the simple past tense or past continuous tense, which I have already told you that in the if clause or the first clause, we are using the verb with two options, simple past tense, which is also known as past indefinite tense, or the past continuous tense. We have two options. We can use any one of them. The next rule is the verb in the clause without if uses the modal would and would not. This is the second rule for the conditional sentences, or you can say that for the second conditional sentences, the clause without if, that means the main clause, we use the verb with the modal verb. And modal verb would be, I have told you that there are three options, would, could and might. In the negative cases, you can use would not, could not and might not. The third rule is that the if clause can come at the beginning or at the end. If clause, it means the clause which is giving the condition. It can be used at the beginning or at the end. It means before the comma or after the comma. We can exchange the places of the clauses if we want to. Okay. Next is The if clause is separated from the main clause by a comma. Here are two clauses. I have already told you that two clauses are combined here in the second conditional sentences, and these are separated by a comma. Remember that we are using a comma. We are not using any conjunction here to join the two clauses or to join the two sentences. We are using a comma here to join two sentences, or you can say that the two clauses are separated from each other by a comma. In if clause, sometimes we use verb instead of was. Okay, in sometimes we can use verb with I when there is some imaginary conditions also. I hope you are understanding very well. Now I come to some examples. I have already told you the structure and rules. Now I want to give you some examples here. Now I am giving the examples in two ways. First examples are a set of examples in which I am using the past indefinite tense, or you can say that simple past tense. It means the I'm using second form of verb here. When the verb in the if clause is in simple past tense, it means I am giving you the example of the condition, and the verb here is second form of verb which is in simple past tense. Now some examples, you can see that in the first clause condition has been given. You can see that if they drank sufficient water, it is the first clause, comma, they would have a healthy skin. You can see that I have used the same structure which I have mentioned before, that second form of verb with the subject and with the uh, object. Sufficient water is the object here, drank is the second form of verb, they is the subject. This is the first clause which is having a verb drank here, and you can see that the possible answer is here, or possible action is here, or possible situation is here. They would have a healthy skin. Here you can see that the subject is here with the modal verb would. Have is used as a main verb here, and a healthy skin is the object. And there must be a full stop at the end. You should know that the full stop is showing that that the action or the statement has been completed. Now there is another example. You can see that I have followed the same structure here with the second form of verb. If you went to bed earlier. If you went to bed earlier, it is a condition. Again, condition always starts with if, and then there is a subject you. Then went is the second form of verb, past indefinite. To bed earlier, you can see that it is the object, then comma to start the another clause. Again, you would not be so tired. Again, you can see that that is the subject here with the modal verb would, and I have added not here. It means we can make the negative sentence as well. Would not be so tired. Be is acting as a main verb here. So tired is the object. I hope you are understanding. Now here you can see that I have told you that we can exchange their places. We can write the if clause at the end also. So I have given the examples to write the if clause at the end. You can see that in these two examples, I have changed the position or exchanged the places of the clauses. Now you can see that they would get wet. This is the possible answer which I have written first. That means I have written the clause without if here, and if clause is written at the end part after the comma. Now I have followed the same structure. You should practice the both of the types of the sentences or conditional sentences when we are writing the if clause at the beginning and the second clause at the end, or if when we are writing the possible situations in the beginning or if clause at the end. Now they would get wet. Here you can see that I have followed this structure. There is the subject, would is the modal verb, get is the first form of verb, wet is the object, comma, then if it rained. If is the showing the condition and it is the subject, and you can see that rained. Rained is the second form of verb. There is no need to write any object here, so I have not written any object here, and you can see that it is the second form of verb, which is showing that it is the example of the simple past tense with the if clause. Okay, now another example I have given here: she would hurt herself, comma, if she fell. Okay, you can see that again I have followed the same structure which I have already told you, that the subject is she here, would as the modal verb with the first form of verb hurt, herself is the object, and then I have written the if clause here. If she is the subject and fell is the verb second form. There is no need to write the object here. Fell down, we can write fell down here, but it is complete sentence till here. So I have placed the full stop at the end of each sentence. You can see that full stop is a must. Many of the students forgot to write the or place the full stop at the end of the sentences. So you should remember every time. Now I am giving you some examples when the verb in the if clause is in the past continuous tense. I have already told you in the beginning that in the second conditional sentences we have two options. We can use past indefinite tense or we can also use past continuous tense. So these are some of the examples in which I have used past continuous tense so that you can easily differentiate between the two. Now some of the examples which I have given here. Now listen to me very carefully. Again, you can see that in the two examples I have placed the if clause at the beginning and the other clause at the end after the comma. And in the next two examples I have placed the possible answers or the second clause at the first place and if clause at the end. Okay, now listen to me very carefully. I hope you are understanding. Now the first example, listen to me. If if you know that it shows the condition, so it is the starting point or the beginning point of the sentence. If he was watching television, you can see that he is the subject, was watching. These two, the combination, the helping verb with the main verb ing form, it shows that it is a past continuous tense. If he was watching television, television is the object here, then comma, the lights would be on. Here you can see that the lights, this is subject here. Would is the modal verb, which I have already told you that modal verb is a must here. Be is the verb here, which is showing or which is acting as a main verb here. On, it is the object. Again, you can see that I have placed the full stop at the end of each sentence. This shows that it is a must to show the completion of the sentence. Now I come to next example. If she was working hard. Now again you can see that conditional clause has started with if. She, subject, was working, the helping verb with the fourth form of verb, or you can see that ing form of the verb I have placed here. Was working is showing that it is the example of past continuous tense. If she was working hard, hard is the object here. Then I have placed the comma. She would not lose her grade. If she was working hard, she would not lose her grade. She is the subject here. Would is the modal verb. I have added not to make a negative meaning here. Then lose is the verb first form. Remember that with the would or with the modal verb, we always use the first form of verb. Her grade, it is the object. Now I come to some more examples. I would eat the whole cake if, comma, if I was not trying to lose weight. Now again, here the modal verb or the clause with the modal verb is written at the first place. I, subject, would, modal verb, eat, the first form of verb, the whole cake is the object here. The condition is if I was not trying to lose weight. It means here you can see that I is the subject, was not trying. Here I have made the negative sentence, so I have added not here. Was trying is showing the past continuous tense, helping verb with the fourth form of verb, ing form. To lose weight, that is lose. To lose weight is the object here. Now again I am giving you another example. You would get ill. You is the subject with the modal verb would. Get is the first form of verb. Ill is the object here. Comma. If you were playing in the hot weather. Now it is again a past continuous tense. You can see that subject with the helping verb were playing, the ing form, that is fourth form of verb. It is the example of the past continuous tense. In the hot weather, it is the object, and you can see that these are the conditions. Conditions are showing here or shown here by using the if. You can easily understand that. I hope you are understanding. I want to translate these some sentences into Urdu so that you can understand what are the conditions given here. If they drank sufficient water, अगर वो sufficient amount में water पी लेते, they would have a healthy skin. तो उनकी skin healthy होगी. In Urdu, we are using to in place of comma, but in English, we are using comma. If you went to bed earlier, अगर तुम जल्दी बेड पे चले जाते या जल्दी सो जाते, you would not be so tired. तो तुम इतने थके हुए ना होते. They would get wet if it rained. अगर बारिश होती तो तुम भीग जाते. She would hurt herself if she fell. अगर वो गिर जाती तो उसको चोट लग जाती. I hope you are understanding. Because of you, I have just translated these sentences. Now, here are some examples for past continuous tense. I also want to translate them. If he was watching television, अगर वो टेलीविजन देख रहा होता, the lights would be on. तो सारी लाइटें जल रही होती. If she was working hard, अगर वो मेहनत कर रही होती, she would not lose her grade. तो वो अपने ग्रेड लूज नहीं करती. If I was not trying to lose weight, I would eat the whole cake. अगर मैं अपना वजन कम नहीं कर रहा होता या मैं अपना वजन कम करने की कोशिश नहीं कर रहा होता तो मैं पूरा केक खा लेता. If you were playing in the hot weather, you would get it. अगर तुम गर्मी में, गर्म मौसम में खेल रहे होते तो तुम बीमार पड़ जाते. This is the simple translation. I hope you have understood everything very clearly. Now, I want to give you a quick review of this second conditional sentences, that these are the conditional sentences Now listen to me. There was some confusion at that time. So I want to ask you some questions after some time, please. I'm giving you 2 minutes. I will just continue after that. Now I want to give you a quick review for this. That second conditional consists of two clauses, and the first clause is if clause, in which we are giving the conditions, and in the second clause the possible result or possible actions can be written. In the first clause we can use past indefinite tense or past continuous tense. In the second clause we are using the modal verbs with the first form of verb. Okay, now I have some questions, review questions. I want to ask you the questions. Please give me the replies in the chat room. The first is, what are conditional sentences? Second question is, how many types of conditional sentences are there? Question number 3, what are type 2 conditional sentences? Fourth one, which tense is used in if clause? Question number 5, which modal verbs are used in main clause? These are very simple questions. Now I want your answers. Please reply in the chat box. Note down these questions somewhere. I want your replies. Give me answers. I'm waiting. Students, please reply. Give me the answers. Okay, very good. Khadija Razzaq. Conditional sentences express an imagined situation or conditions. Okay, very good, Khadija. Very good answer. Now other people, please give me answers, other answers. No, there are no two types. I have already told you that there are some other types as well. Can you name them? Okay, very good, Nawal. There are 4 types. Very good. No, Saim, you are wrong. Please give me the right answer. Okay, Sundas, very good. These are always talking about imaginary conditions. Minhal, would not, could not, might not. Very good answer, Minhal. Now, okay, Maham, very good. Simple past or past continuous. Can you name another? Can you tell me another name of simple past tense? Very good, Maham. Past indefinite. Very good of you. Okay, Namal, it's good. Okay, Sundas, that's right answer. Other students, please reply. Please give me the answers. Now reply the answers. What are type 2 conditional sentences? Khadija, Sundas, Nawal. Where are other people? They are giving me the answers. Okay, have you understood the topic? Please reply yes or no. Or do you want to ask any question now? If you want to ask anything, please ask me. I have just 1 minute left. Have you understood it clearly? Okay, now I want to tell you that I will upload this lecture video on the Google Classroom. Go through it again so that you will understand more, and I will upload the assignment as well. So do it in your English language journal, or if it will be English literature, then do it in the English literature journal. I will write the submission date with the assignment, so please submit on time. I will assign different dates for group A and group B. Be careful about that. Okay, now I hope you have understood it very well. So we will meet inshallah in the next class. Okay, Allah.